in front of a glowing screen with a microphone in front of your face. Roll a performance check to see if you remember how to do this.
It's 10.
Don't get your hopes up, people.
Yeah.
We'll do what we can. Welcome to Threshold Moonlight, our D&D 5e podcast. My name is Matt, and I'll be your dungeon master once again as we start a new adventure.
Yeah, welcome to Season 2, and I'll be Duoboris Crescere Une, our player, and my name is Tom.
Our player? You're the player. You're getting your life mixed up, man.
What?
I don't know. We rolled a 10, so I don't even have to try right now. We can just do super poorly. So, last we left off, you saved the
world.
entire strip from. Yeah, you did. You stopped a giant horned devil from taking over a huge chunk of the world and doing bad stuff, which was cool. And now you're headed back to Crescere?
Yep. Well,
All right.
I'm kind of enjoying my little boat ride.
It's peaceful.
Does this little rowboat, can I go straight to Crescere? No, right? There's no lake.
No, yeah, the river that feeds the lake is smallish, not enough for a boat.
Well, I'm going to head in anyway.
Okay.
Head in that direction.
Heading back to Crescere.
Yeah.
You arrive back in town, and nothing really has changed much. The city is still the same. You've been gone for a year and a half, so, I mean, small things have changed, but for the most part, things just keep on keeping on. People have
the whole city didn't burn down?
No. I mean, the people have realized that they're immortal once again.
That's pretty fucking big.
Yeah, but they're pretty chill. They're pretty chill about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So I don't know that, right?
That you're immortal again?
Yeah, Crest doesn't.
I think you probably would. You've had direct interactions with Lunum.
Oh yeah, we're tight. I forgot about that.
Super tight, homies.
Okay, so I'm going straight to the city. I'm looking for passage to the north.
Okay.
I know I'm pretty far
cutting
south.
right to the chase, huh?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm looking for like merchants, some sort of caravan. I don't know what would be going, but I kind of want to hitch a ride.
Not gonna let anybody know that you're not super dead. You've been missing for a year and a half, and
no.
Okay, that's fine. You seek out maybe so you head to the top chord maybe where there's a lot of well, I guess the bottom chord has more of the mundane shops and whatnot, and there's probably a caravan outside of a couple of shops getting ready to leave. You find one group from this caravan that's preparing then, and you speak to the man who appears to be in charge, the merchant, and he tells you that they are in fact heading north to Mercatur Ager, which is the coastal port city in the north of the homeland.
Okay.
You don't necessarily know that, but he says as much.
I kind of furrow my brow and say, "Is that on the coast?"
He responds, "Yes, of course. This is where we get most of our imported goods."
What is he trade? Is there like fruit around of any kind?
Yeah, he's got maybe some barrels full of moonberries.
I wanted something big. I was gonna try and do like a cool throw an apple up and shoot it with an arrow.
Okay. I mean, moonberries are large enough that you could probably do that.
Do you want to roll for this?
Sure. Go ahead and do a basic attack, a basic ranged attack against this fruit. I'll give it an AC here.
I'm a little nervous. That's like a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So basically, I pick up the fruit and I'm kind of just throwing it between my hands with this moonberry, and I'm like, "You got an extra seat?" And then I pull out my bow and I throw it up and I shoot it.
I see you're quite skilled. If you would like to accompany us as a guard, I would much appreciate that. We could certainly provide you with food and safety.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's an amenable agreement. He's offering to basically feed you if you keep him safe, and the two of you, prepare with the rest of the caravan, and you set off north with maybe 10 other elves and a couple of horses and carts and whatnot. It's not a short journey. It's rather long, and it a couple of days pass. You make your way north. It takes quite a bit of time. Nothing really happens on the way, though. It's you're traveling in a large enough group that you go rather safely, and you make your way all the way to Mercator Ager, and they lead you straight down to the docks. This is where they were headed the whole time, and you arrive safe and sound.
Well, I'm gonna take that as a blessing. I'm gonna say goodbye to Mr. Caravan and say Lunam bless your journeys.
Avus, his name. He introduced himself. Yeah, Avus.
Avus, may Lunam bless your journeys. And then I'm gonna walk over and smell the nice ocean air.
And he says, "Thank you for your protection. It was greatly appreciated. Please take this." And he hands you a sack full of 10 gold pieces.
Okay. Thank you. That's a good wage.
Yeah, I mean, you were with him for a relatively long time. The homeland is not a small place, so
That's
it took
right.
you quite a bit of... You did a good job. Maybe you fended off some animals here and there.
Hunted and stuff. Stuff I
sure.
do.
Yeah, you did some dope stuff for him, and he's like, "You're pretty chill." So he gave you some money.
I'm actually going to talk to him a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because he's been here before, right?
Yeah, it's clear this is not his first rodeo.
So I'm just going to say, I'm trying to get to the Mammoth Mountains.
Yes, the north of Aeron. Not many elves up there. What's your business going so far north?
I have reason to believe there's one elf up there who I've been looking for a long time.
Well, if you're seeking passage there, you'll not find many ships willing to go so far. I know of one who regularly makes the run. He's somewhat unsavory, but for the right amount of gold, he can be trusted. And he looks around the port quickly, looking for a specific ship. He stops, his eyes looking over to a rather unassuming ship, small, not adorned or extravagant in any way, rather common looking. And he says, "Ah, yes, that's the ship you'll want to seek out."
Thank you. And I'm just gonna head right there.
He says as you leave, "Go with Lunam's blessing."
And you as well.
You depart, walk down towards the ship he indicated, and as you walk up, you see sitting he's got like a crate that he's resting on. It's sort of like arranged in a throne almost, so that he can put his feet up on one of the posts of the dock, and he's just kind of lounging back. You don't know this, but everyone else, this would be 2 shots as you walk up.
Do I know he's the captain? Wait, it's 2 shots? 2 shots is my favorite.
He's your favorite. You can pretty well identify that this is the, if not leader, the toughest guy near this ship.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna come up, but I'm not gonna sit on his crate throne.
Oh, he probably wouldn't like that. No.
No. So I'm just gonna look down at him, and say, What's it take for a man to get on your ship?
He doesn't respond. You actually, your passive. What's your passive perception?
15 or 16.
Yeah, you actually hear him lightly snoring.
I say. I don't want to cantrip him. Those will all hurt him. I'm just like, I didn't know if I had like thaumaturgy or something like that.
Oh, that'd be horrifying. That's the loudest thing ever.
Yeah, so thunderclap.
I mean, most people would just like touch his shoulder or whatever, but if you want to be weird and like wake him up with magic, that's chill.
I am kind of weird. I got nothing to wake him up through magic, so I am just gonna kind of like give him a weird shove.
He wakes with a start and stands up in a fluid motion, pulling out a hand crossbow, which he levies against your face.
I let that happen. I'm not pulling a weapon.
To you, huh? What do you want? He pauses and realizes the situation and lowers his crossbow and says, "What can I help you with?"
I hear this ship goes all the way north.
The ship goes anywhere for the right amount of gold.
What's it take for a person to be on it?
Something wrong with your head, boy? Gold. I'm not in the business of charity here. Nobody rides for free.
I have the bag the other guy gave me still separate, so I throw him the 10 gold.
Okay. He catches the pouch and looks inside and says, "So you're looking to get to the end of the dock here?"
I can offer services as well.
I got plenty of crew. Unless you bring something special here, I think you might be out of luck.
Okay, so I am going to cast some magic.
Okay.
Is there an open space on the dock near us that's like 10 foot wide?
Yeah.
I'm going to look down into the water and start moving my hands and cast Tidal Wave. So the water's going to come up and it's going to be 10 foot tall and like 30 foot long, and it's going to like crash down onto the dock. But hopefully not really hurting anything, just looking really impressive. Okay.
We'll say that you can cast it in an open area that would be relatively unharmed. It doesn't do damage to objects, does it?
It does. A creature takes 4d8.
Yeah, so you can cast it in an area where there's no one, and it looks really impressive. We'll say that he's impressed enough by this. You don't need to make any rolls. He stands up a little straighter and kind of stares at you out of one eye and says, "I might be able to find a place for you. You said you were going north?"
"I'm trying to get to the Mammoth Mountains. I hear it's as north can be."
"Yeah, we make that run every now and again. I don't know how much of the gear we've got here would sell well up there, but I'm sure we could turn a profit. What the hell? Why not? I'll take this gold and those skills, and we'll get you all the way up to the Mammoth Mountains."
I'm already like getting on his boat, making a spot for myself.
Okay. Yeah, he lets you do that, and he gestures to his men who finish packing up, a whole bunch of crates. They set off and push off towards the open waters, and you begin sailing north.
So, player question.
Okay.
Is there going to be time for a long rest right anytime soon?
It's not going to be, a short trip to the north, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of days where you take a long rest.
I'm just asking for player knowledge because I just busted a high level spell slot. That's all.
No, I understand. There's plenty of long rests that pass over as you travel north quietly, rather easily across the sea. Occasionally there's, fishing or other activities that the crewmen do, but otherwise it's pretty normal seafaring as they just carry out their activities, cleaning the deck, moving forward as
I want to say that there's
sails.
There's some wacky moments where Cress had turned into a fish and was swimming around, and he comes back up in the net that they threw down, and it's just it's a wacky moment.
Two shots will come up to you after this happens a few times and say, "That's enough of that. We've given you passage on this ship. Just stay out of the way. If something happens, we'll call on your skills."
I assume I'm laying in a fishing net right now. I'm just all wet in a fishing net with a bunch of fish around me.
He'll uncover you and stand you up as he's saying this, and continue on. Halfway to the north, you find yourself sort of in wide open ocean. There's some rough seas going on right now. A storm seems to be approaching from the west. The ship begins to rock rather violently, and seawater, well, I guess ocean water, begins pouring over the side, washing the deck in waves of salt water.
Doesn't bother me.
Everyone seems relatively calm. It's an experienced crew, you can tell, and they handle the situation well. When abruptly, the storm stops.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, the crew seems a little unnerved by this too. In fact, Two Shots stands up, walks out from behind his fancy wheel, and says to the crew, "Get your spears, men. Something's not right here." And the crew, 20 or 30 of them, go and arm themselves, a few with spears, some of them with long harpoons with ropes attached to them, and they stand ready. And we're going to roll initiative, actually.
Oh, I see.
So the crew will fight with you against whatever this is, but they're all going to go as one. And they're not going to actually attack as 20 or 30, because that would be ridiculous.
We win!
So it'll be relatively simplified. Two Shots is going to sort of command them, so that I don't need to take up more than half of the initiative with my talking, and you can sort of be in command there. What is your initiative?
Cress's is 14.
You're going to go first. So suddenly, from the depths of the ocean, you see a tentacle shoot upwards, and then another, and another, and another. And they all crash down over the ship, grasping it, and you see the bulk of a monstrous beast crawl its way up the side of the ship and begin swiping at the crewmen. And you're first here.
Okay. So...
You always start your turns by saying, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back through all of the episodes we recorded and cut that together.
Okay. I'm giving you some right now. Some good sound bites.
Good. We'll cut it together. It'll be a mega montage.
Fine. I'll be less suspicious of what I'm doing. Let me read all my spell cards for a second and make a decision about what Cress would do.
Perfect. There you go.
So Cress is gonna run up and reach out his hand while he's running over. Is there? Well, can I make a survival check to see
if you know what this thing is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you advantage because you're a druid that knows, animals and shit.
That is a high roll, 22.
You know that this is a kraken, but it's not as big as the krakens that you know of. So it's some sort of small kraken.
Okay.
You might call it a pygmy kraken if you knew what I had written down right here.
And I okay, do I know anything I can tell the crew about it as I run over to it, like stab it or stay out of okay, I'll just yell be sure you don't fall overboard. It's a kraken.
That's perfect. The crew seems to kind of brush you off like, yeah, we know. We've been doing this for a while.
I'm impressed with myself.
They appreciate that you're trying to be helpful, though. So what are you going to do on your turn here?
I'm running up. Is there a bulk of it I can hit with a sword?
There's a few tentacles that are sticking over in range of really anyone.
What about if I like leap over and grab the side of the boat? Is there a head I can get at with a sword?
You want to leap off of the boat and try to grapple onto the head of this thing to hold on?
No. I'm gonna hang over the side of the boat and see if I can stab it down.
So
if I can
from
see
the
it.
rigging?
Yes.
Sure. Why not? That sounds cool-ish. I'm not really sure where you're going with that, but we'll see.
I just think it's something I would try to do.
All right.
Do you want an athletics check for that?
Yeah, let's see an athletics check to see if you leap off of the bridge and manage to catch a rope, a piece of the rigging hanging down, and swing across to attack this thing.
Yes, 19.
Sure, you
not
manage
my
to
best.
catch a rope as you you swing forward past this thing. You could probably make do some things, maybe at advantage. We'll see.
I have a flame blade appears in my hand. So I've reached in and grabbed a leaf of sumac, and it's grown into this entire sword and then ignited in green flame, and I'm just gonna hit with that.
Okay. You swipe as you swing past this thing.
So that is a. Did you give me advantage? Because it's gonna.
Yeah,
miss.
why not?
Well, I rolled a 2 and a 3, so my high one there is 9 to hit.
You're doing some crazy maneuvers up on the ropes here, and it looks cool, but you're clearly not a boat aficionado yet. You might like them, but you're not great at it, so you miss as you swing wildly, swinging past this thing. That is your turn, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless I can kind of reposition myself in a not rigging area.
I think this whole maneuver, you'd jump off the deck, catch a rope, throw some sumac leaves in the air, and swing with this flame blade, not doing anything, and then landing on the other side of a tentacle next to some of the crew. It looks really cool, but you don't do any damage, and they all think, wow, Captain Jack Sparrow style,
yeah.
That's the worst pirate / best pirate I've ever seen.
I'm scaring it.
Yeah,
I've got it on the ropes. Get it?
As you land, the crew kind of shakes their head, and a few of them just lunge forward with some spears. I'm gonna make 3 attacks against the Kraken for the crew, and one of them will hit. And it's actually going to be, just a regular attack. So a few of them lunge out, and the Kraken sort of knocks their spears aside, and a few of them connect and deal a bit of damage to this thing. Not much. You can tell this is a relatively hardy creature, and despite the fervor of the crew, they don't manage to damage it really very well at all. And in response to this, the Kraken is going to raise 3 of its massive tentacles and just rain them down, crashing over 3 separate crew members, maybe the ones who managed to connect, I guess I'll make the attacks for this to see if they actually hit. Yeah, it totally blows them apart. Just absolutely crushes the crew members under the weight of its massive tentacles. And then we'll go back to you, Cress, at the top of the order.
Okay. I'm gonna try and just hit into this tentacle as hard as I can with this flaming sword.
Okay.
So another attack.
Great.
This time 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. So I get to roll damage dice.
That's exciting.
Oh my god. Oh no. 5 damage.
That's not great.
What is going on? Okay, I'm done. Okay, so I go to hit, and it's like the flame blade just kind of skids off the side of the tentacle and like doesn't sever it in half like I thought. And so then I just let it disappear. Like I just let go and poof, the blade's gone, and I'm just like pissed off.
You see the tentacle twitch as you deal a small amount of damage to it. The crewmen, realizing the dire situation at hand, step back, and you hear 2 shots in the background shout, "The harpoons, men! Take it down!" And you see a volley of harpoons launch forward, and a bunch of them skewer into the beast, and the crew members start to try and basically restrain this thing with their harpoons, tying ropes to various points on the ship to hold this thing down. And okay, so mechanically, the Kraken is going to now make an opposed strength check against some advantaged harpoons tying this thing down. I'll let you, as a reaction, maybe try and help. Do you want to help the crew? Okay,
what am I doing?
I'll let you make the strength check then for the crew. And I rolled 2 of the harpoons hit, so you're going to add 10 to your result against this Kraken.
Do I add any other modifier? I crit failed.
It's your regular strength. It'd be a regular strength check for you.
Okay, then it's a 2.
Plus 10, so 12?
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel the ropes tighten as the beast strains against them, and then the ropes just tear in half as it releases from the restraints, and it raises 3 tentacles again and crashes them down at 3 new crew members, killing 2 of the 3, absolutely destroying them. And 2 Shots begins to look nervous as a good chunk of his crew has gone missing at this point. Maybe one of them gets pulled back towards the maw of this beast and eaten whole as it lets out a loud bellow. Back to you.
Okay, so since the flame blade wasn't working out, I'm gonna get my moon seeds out and throw them out in a circle towards a tentacle.
Okay.
And sort of look at. Well, no, I'm just gonna moonbeam him first.
Okay.
So I whisper a prayer to Lunam, throw all that out, and he has to make some save.
Isn't it at the start of his turn? Or is it right now?
It will be the start of his turn. We did this wrong so many times. Okay, so at the start of his turn, he'll make a con saving throw.
Okay.
So giant pillar of moonlight that's 40 feet high just comes streaking down and hits the tentacle, and I'm pointing my staff at it.
Do you want to maybe direct some of the crew to do something at this point? You've seen them attack with spears and harpoons at this point. You're taking charge, it looks like. You could maybe direct a few of them to do something if you wanted them to do more interesting things.
I'm trying to think of what they could do. Spears and harpoons are what I got. They got anything to like heat up their harpoons?
No.
And
they're basic soldiers. I mean, this would just be a tactical thing.
I'm gonna say, stay out of the moonlight. Hit the other tentacle and point him at the other side of the ship.
Okay. They rush over and 3 more spear attacks against this thing. One of them, a group of them hits, digs deep and does a good amount of damage. The beast howls in pain. And you said a con save for the beginning of its turn?
Yes.
That is 9.
Okay, so he doesn't pass, and so it's gonna take. I cast it in a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
So that's gonna take. Sorry, I'm doing some math. 16 damage.
Okay.
16 radiant damage.
Great. 16 radiant damage. The beast bellows in pain as it slips below the surface. You see it reappear on the other side of the ship, popping up. And this time, it doesn't raise its tentacles, but you feel the air around you surge with energy. It lets out a monstrous roar, different from the other ones you've heard so far. It's sort of a grumbling sound, similar to like what you'd expect thunder to sound like if it were right next to you. And you need to make a dex save, and then a group of the crew is also going to make a dex save, which they succeed.
22.
That succeeds as well. So you're only going to take half damage from this attack, which will be 6. So a pair of lightning bolts appears and shoots down towards the deck, blowing apart some of the floorboards. The group of crew next to you, they all manage to dodge out of the way. They look pretty hurt, but all of them are alive still, and you take 6 damage as the lightning shoots down. You manage to juke away from the bulk of the strike as well. That takes us back to you.
Okay.
There it is.
That's my thinking. That's my thinking.
It's all good.
Affirmative. Oh, I've got Moonbeam up in concentration. Oh, got a roll con for being hit by...
Hey, we remembered concentration the first time.
Look at that. 20. So I'm assuming that passes.
It's a DC 10 or the damage, half the damage you took or something like that.
Something like that. So...
You maintain concentration.
Moonbeam stays up, so it's moved, so I have to swing the beam over to it, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to see how far I can move it, and it's not on my card. This always happens.
We'll say the ship is about 35 feet across.
Okay, I'm going to use my action to move it. I can move it 60 feet, sorry. Great,
yeah, so you can move it all the way across the ship to the other side, back to this thing's bulk instead of just to a tentacle.
Okay, so it's in the moonlight again, and again I tell the crew, like, stay away from the moonlight.
We'll say that. How are you moving it? Just straight across the ship?
I can move it 60 feet, so I could go around the ship if I want.
Okay, we'll say that you have enough movement to weave it in and out, preventing any of the crew from taking damage or even having to roll out of the way. It lands back on the Kraken. Do you direct the crewmen to do anything else? A harpoon attack or a spear attack, maybe?
A harpoon. I'm just trying to get him to harpoon it again.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, while it's in the moonlight, harpoons.
None of them managed to hit, actually, unfortunately. You know what? I'm gonna give them advantage because they're bolstered by this powerful magic that's going on. They don't manage to hit even with advantage, unfortunately.
That's because I'm trying to use nautical terms, and I'm like, batten down the harpoon hatches, and they're just kind of like, huh?
To the port aft side. And they're like, what? What are you doing?
Does he want us to go to this side?
They throw him the wrong direction. No. You just see a volley of harpoons go flying towards this thing, and they clattered to the ground off of this thing's rough exterior. And 3 more tentacles rise up from the beast and crash down. 1 against you, and 2 against the crew. Does a Oh, damn. A 29 versus AC.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I didn't realize that was so high. Yeah. So 2 of the crew are killed immediately. And
Okay.
you're hit by this thing as well for 15 bludgeoning damage as a tentacle crashes down on top of you.
Okay. I'm still standing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't make the con save at the beginning. That's it's greater than 20. Is that 18?
What?
It's 25.
Oh, that's gonna pass. So it takes half damage.
Okay. How much is that?
The moonbeam. I gotta roll again. Oh, I rolled high. It's gonna be 21, but halved. So
okay,
12.
so 10. 10.
Isn't it? It's rounded up because
No, it's rounded. It's always rounded down.
Aww.
10.
So
Also, how is
10
12
damage.
rounded up?
It could be 11.
11 at best. It's 12. Half of 21 is 12-ish.
Sounds good to me.
So let me do math here really quick. No, okay. So you see, wounds have opened up, but they're not super grievous yet. And the crew readies itself against this monstrous
I got
beast.
hit with a tentacle too.
Yeah.
So I roll con and I only get a 9.
Okay, so it's going to
the-
be the DC of half the damage you took, which is 15. So no,
Wouldn't
actually, it's still a DC 10.
So I only got a 9, so I actually moonbeam's gonna fizzle out. But
bummer.
I hit it first. It starts its turn with the 10 damage.
Yes.
So yeah, so after it gets sears, I get hit with the tentacle, and it hits me pretty hard.
It seems to be rather angry at you for dealing a good chunk of damage to it.
And so I'm gonna moonbeam's gonna go away, and is it my turn again?
Yeah, back to you.
Okay. So they have spears, right?
Yes, they have spears and harpoons.
So I have heat metal.
Great.
As one of my spells. Could I heat up their harpoons or something like that?
Yeah, why not? Let's heat all of their harpoon tips.
For extra damage.
Yeah, we'll
or
say
something like
advantage or not. We'll say advantage on the strength check if they manage to hit, because like the heated metal will like dig deeper into it maybe.
What about the 2d8 I usually get to do with the
we'll
heated metal?
say it'll be 2d8 dispersed among all of their attacks, not
okay, yeah,
to each of their attacks.
yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna heat their harpoons. So I'm gonna point. I'm assuming there's like a group of harpoons somewhere. Either they're holding them or around.
Yeah, there's barrels various places around the ship. Are you gonna make a harpoon attack as well?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Well, actually, I'd
cool.
have to. That'd be kind of cheaty because I'm using my action to heat up the metal.
Oh, okay. So then you can't. No, then you can't make the attack. But
so I
could.
have to walk up to a harpoon and break. Can I? Is there a piece of iron somewhere, like an iron tip that I can like a spear? Or
There's a
something
spear on the ground that's from a fallen crew member next to you.
So I'm gonna actually like break off the tip of that. And crap. I need a flame.
I'll say there's probably, some sort of like
a lantern or
small
something?
lantern around the ship.
So that's what I'm doing.
I'm
using. I've got 35 foot of movement, so I'm like running 5 foot, break the spear, grab a lantern, and I like shatter it into the spear.
Yeah.
And like from right then, you just see it all like pop, basically, in this like orb. And out of the orb, basically, there's like whiffs of magic go into the harpoons, and I say like, mind the tips, men, and they like glow red hot, and they're sizzling. And I'm assuming it's raining, or no, it's not raining anymore.
Well, no, the storm has abated. The tips begin glowing like they've been sitting in a forge.
And I say, harpoon it again.
Oh, excellent! They all hit.
Okay.
So there's three groups have managed to land harpoons deep into this beast. Let me roll damage for that. And
just as a personal note, I hate D8s. Yeah. I just don't like them.
Aren't you getting ready to do a Battle Master in another campaign?
Yep.
Get used to them D8s. So they deal a substantial amount of damage, especially since this is now magical damage that they're dealing. I'm going to say
12 extra heated damage if you want my heat metal roll.
Oh, okay. 12 extra. You actually see this thing begin to bleed profusely at this point.
Do I get to make a strength check to
make the strength check plus 15 for all three? For the three, I'm sorry, plus 10 for the 2 extra harpoons that have landed in this creature. The first one should have only been plus 5.
Yes, I rolled a 20.
All right, a 20. So 20 total, or
it'd be 31 total.
Okay, so this thing actually can't beat that. I'm going to roll anyway. Nope, it doesn't. So it's now restrained. You've got the tentacles pulled down. This thing can't move, and it's going to take disadvantage on its attack rolls.
Sweet.
And attacks against it have advantage. Recognizing this creature seems to be rather intelligent. It's going to let out that rumbling, thunderous roar again. So you need to make a dex save, and I'll roll a dex save for the crew, which they fail.
Oh, dex save, sorry. 22.
That succeeds, so you only take 5 damage from this.
Okay, I gotta roll con again.
The crew that are hit, they maybe were damaged from a previous attack. They actually die. They're struck by the lightning, and it courses through their body and fall to the ground, dropping their spear.
As a point, if anyone does survive, I can heal people. But so far, it does seem like they're just exploding.
Well, they're not especially high level. They're just regular crewmen.
I feel bad for 2 shots. Anyway,
there's 30 of them. He doesn't seem especially attached to them. He seems more concerned with his ship than anything.
I rolled con when I got hit, and
okay.
failed with I'm assuming it was only a 4. So the heated metal, which would have burned it again on my turn, is not going to.
Okay, but that takes us back to your turn.
Okay, so Cress is now going to look up into the air, and he's going to wave his staff around in a circular motion, and you're going to see a clouds start appearing above him, and it's going to be a small storm cloud, and I'm going to strike the creature with a lightning bolt.
Okay, great. It is restrained.
D10. I don't think Oh, it makes a save. You can just choose if that's a disadvantage. It's a dex save.
It's actually I don't get to choose that. It's restrained, so it is a disadvantage.
Fail.
No, it's a disadvantage. I'm pretty sure. Let me check.
I think restrained might give it an auto fail.
No, definitely just disadvantage. So at disadvantage, it rolls a 1.
How's that?
I'm sorry, a 3.
Well, that will still fail.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Okay. So, pretty high rolls. 19 lightning damage.
Okay, so that is math. Great.
Can I
bleeding
also
profusely.
I was trying to make a quick survival check to see if with an 8, to see if lightning seems to do less damage.
Oh, this is lightning damage?
Yeah.
How much damage did you say it did?
19.
So that's actually only going to do 9 damage to it. So it's 43. You didn't hear 43. Great. Yeah, it actually, you recognize pretty easily, it shrugs off this damage. It seems to maybe absorb some of the blow into its body as you call down this attack.
As a spellcaster, I kind of give it a chin, like we both can make lightning. I'm having a moment with the Kraken, like,
okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna kill you, but that's pretty cool that we both make lightning bolts.
You guys are super bros now, and it's like, can we be best friends?
Well, he doesn't know this, but I'm gonna kill him, scrape off one of his scales, and make an eye patch out of it.
That's really creepy. The crew are next, and since it's sort of just whatever, they're gonna make 3 spear attacks at advantage as this thing is restrained. One will hit, the other 2. Okay, so only one of them is going to hit, which is going to do a good chunk of damage.
Are we doing any? Is it recontesting for the restrained?
It will on its turn.
Okay.
Which is actually now, and it's going to do that. It's going to make a strength check. Opposed. Ooh, good luck.
9. If you want to give me any crew bonuses to that, that's.
I will say +5. As
so 14.
Yeah. So this thing rolled.
It rolled a 35.
29 actually. So it's gonna break. It's gonna throw its tentacles in the air and break. Just totally rend the ropes in half.
Watch it, Ben. It's waving them like it just doesn't care.
So it's this thing's turn again. And it's going to raise 3 tentacles. Bring 1 down on you and 2 down on crew members. So against you,
do I get to make a save, or is it AC?
It is AC. Against you is a 21.
Gonna hit.
So all 3 are gonna hit. 2 crew members killed immediately. You see. You are dealt 18 bludgeoning damage.
That's quite a bit. Okay, so Cress is down.
Really? You're unconscious?
Yeah.
All right. Really? I thought you weren't bloody yet.
I'm not. I was I'm sorry. I took current hit points to calculate bloody.
Oh.
I have 38. I should have been bloody before that. I'm sorry. I had 17 HP.
Okay. That's fine. So you're knocked unconscious, and the crew doesn't know what to do. 2 of them are going to make spear attacks against this thing. The other one is going to run up and try to make a medicine check to wake you up, which it does so successfully, so you don't need to make any death saves. 2 spear attacks go in. One of them will hit, the other will not. So that's another bit of damage that is dealt to this thing. So you're awake. It is the Kraken's turn. The Kraken is going to shoot 2 more lightning bolts at the crew members who attacked it. They will make dex saves, both of which fail. They're killed. You're down to about 10 crew at this point. A lot of them have been killed. Some of them have fled below deck. And it's your turn. You are conscious with 1 HP, I believe. Or no, you're unconscious.
We got to decide whether we want to. What we want to do with this.
I'll say that since you're solo and like it's weird that you're conscious with 1 HP.
Okay. I'm gonna turn into a bear then.
Okay. Good move.
So, didn't realize it could do 18 damage in 1 turn.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
I am gonna I'm on the ground, basically like dazed and confused, and then you're gonna see me like turn into a bear and then start kind of hurtling toward it, and then I'm going to claw at it twice.
Okay.
Claw and bite at it with the bear's multi-attack. One's only like an 8, the other one's a 21.
Miss and hit.
Okay, so I'm going to hit with my claws, unfortunately, which is not as good as hitting with the bite. That is an 8 slashing damage from the bear, non-magical.
Okay. You slash into one of the tentacles. You draw a little bit of blood. Not a whole lot, but it felt that. And at this point, with the crew sort of their morale waning, 2 shots is going to vault over the deck, over like from the what's the term for the steering portion of the ship?
I know, the wheelhouse.
Sure, something like that. He's going to land with 2 feet on the deck, and he's going to charge forward and thrust his spear twice. He's going to do 2 quick stabs, and one will hit, the other will miss. And then you see him pull out a hand crossbow and aim that at the Kraken's head and shoot him. So that does a good amount of damage. Yes, great. So he slashes quickly with his spear twice, shoots the Kraken with the hand crossbow, and begins reloading, preparing for a second round of attacks. Most of the crew's gone, so I'm not going to roll 3 attacks from them anymore. I'm going to roll just 1. He directs the nearest crewman to attack with a spear, which he does so, actually managing to hit, doing a good amount of damage. Now it's the Kraken's turn again, who is going to reach up with 3 tentacles again, attacking 2 crew members and 2 shots. One of them will miss. 2 shots will be hit, and one of the crewmen will be hit. So the crewman that was hit is dead, just totally destroyed by this beast. And 2 shots is going to take. Wow, he rolled low. 12 bludgeoning damage. So that is.
But he didn't attack the bear this time around?
No, he did not attack the bear this time around. That takes us back to the bear, though. The Kraken's turn is done. You can see at this point it is bleeding quite badly.
Okay, so the bear's going to do the same thing. Attack twice. What do I got to look at? Just tentacles?
Tentacles, maybe a bulk of its head area is sort of reaching over the side of the ship.
That's what the bear's going to go try and claw a bite at the head.
Okay.
Oh, no. 13 and an 8.
They both miss, unfortunately.
So the head's reaching over the side of the ship. The bear kind of lunges over there and biting and clawing, but it's a little too far over the edge, but the bear's not dexterous enough to lean over the ship. So it's just kind of, it's locked onto the ship, and then I'm going to move back away from the edge.
2 shots is going to shout to his crew at this point, "The harpoons again! Bring this beast down!" That's a bummer.
Can the bear assist in some way? Bite a harpoon and just pull?
I don't think so. That's a bit far-fetched. This is a thrown attack.
The bear's got a lot of strength. That's all.
Yeah, that's...
I meant to pull it, so they don't hit. Okay.
Yeah, none of them hit, unfortunately. The Kraken reels from this, and actually, he's going to sink back down under the water and appear back on the other side of the ship, and shoot 3 tentacles at 2 shots and three of the crew. 2 shots is unhit, and 2 more crew members go down. You're down to about 3 other crew members, 2 shots, and yourself on top of this boat with this monstrous beast attached to the side, and it's Cress's turn.
Okay, the bear's gonna run over and do old trusty miss
Bite
with
Claw.
both attack. But I'm gonna cast Bite Claw this time for a 16 and 18 to hit.
Both hit.
Huzzah! I didn't have my damage dice prepared because I haven't been hitting. So that's an 8 damage with the bite, and I drop the dice, and an 8 damage with the claws.
Great. This thing takes a good chunk of that damage on the nose. It's on death's door at this point. 2 shots is going to walk up and attempt to put it out of its misery. He misses, unfortunately, with both both spear thrusts, and crit fails the crossbow attack. The Kraken is going to weakly shoot off. Makes that roaring sound again. Is going to weakly shoot off another lightning bolt. So 2 shots will make a dex save, and I need a dex save from you.
Bears aren't very dexterous. That's a 4, so Bear's gonna take a lot of lightning damage.
Yeah, I rolled high as well, so that is 17 lightning damage to you and 2 shots. So that is... Yeah, 2 shots not looking so great.
So the bear starts to bleed as well.
Okay. And that's back to you.
So back to me. So as he gets hit with that lightning bolt, I'm gonna say he snaps back into Cress, and reaches in, pulls out a twig, and snaps it, and looks for like the center of Mr. Kraken.
Yeah. That is his name, actually.
Mr. I'm gonna when you're dead, I'm gonna take a scale from you and wear it as an eye patch.
You keep saying that. That's weird, man. It's weird.
I just want to fit in with 2 shots. I'm kind of looking to him for approval. So
he winks, but you can't see it. It just looks like he's blinking.
Those pirates. So make a con save.
Okay. 10.
That is going to fail with 18 thunder damage in a 15-foot cube centered
describe
on
how you I'll describe it. Okay,
basically,
so what happens?
I'm trying to explode the Kraken head.
Yeah, so this thunderous wave goes off. The tentacles release their grasp, and the head of this monstrous beast is absolutely blown apart, and pieces of viscera rain down on top of the deck, and its bulk sinks down back to the depths. In 2 shots, stands up. He was knocked maybe to his back, and he stands up, takes a piece of gross monster flesh, throws it off of his shoulder, walks over to you and claps you on the arm and says, "Thought he nearly had us back there."
He had a lot of us, and I'm looking around at the. Are there any wounded? I'm looking
there's a lot of wounded.
So
maybe a couple of them are unconscious, laying there, and people begin going to tend to the injured.
I'm gonna do that as well. So I have 4 spell slots left.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go across and heal people. Basically, so like, I'm healing on an average. I don't know if you want all the rolls, but it's just like an average of like.
Just give me 1.
8 HP.
Yeah, you bring a there's now maybe 15 crew members up on the deck who seem to be relatively healthy. Your healing has gone a long way, and maybe there's a doctor on board who's helping you out. And everyone seems to recover, and they start repairing the damage to the ship and weighing anchor, or I guess they didn't lower the anchor, but ready to set off.
Getting
again.
ready to sail, yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, I'm just gonna like surge myself up back to whatever health I can.
Sure. There's still quite a journey
I'm assuming
left.
we're gonna take a long rest, but like,
yeah.
Basically, I wanted to use all my magic on other people.
That's fine.
And not myself, and then help as much and get enough HP to help before I go to sleep. You know,
okay.
I'm not just gonna be like, "Ugh, I killed it," and then go to sleep.
Sure, you do so, and the crew seems grateful. 2 shots remains a little bit cryptic and stoic, but maybe do perception or insight, not perception.
It's like a 5.
Yeah, you can't tell.
But I'm gonna say, sorry that you lost your men.
Most of them were here for the gold anyway. They fought well, died a proud death.
And I'm assuming we're like throwing corpses overboard as we're doing this. Just, like,
yeah, there's
a guy
maybe
and, like splash and.
So you heal. Everyone seems grateful. There's maybe some simple ceremonies for the dead, and the rest of the trip goes by rather uneventfully. You make it all the way to the Mammoth Mountains and pull up into the port. You don't know this, but for everyone else, the port at Olengrad. And that's going to end this episode. We'll join you back next week as you make your way to this northern city.
That was a good one.
Yeah? Questions, comments?
Cress had his first blackout.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
It's the first time I've been super careful. I almost wild shaped or healed earlier, but I was at 17 HP, and I was like, it probably can't do more than 16, is what I was thinking.
The max it could do is 20.
Yeah, so I kind of had that feeling, and I'm like, it's got to roll high to knock me out, and it did that one time.
Yeah, I think it rolled a 6 and a 5 or something. I don't remember how much damage you took, but it has a lot of strength. I really wanted to throw the Kraken in there because I knew the boat was going to be like a big long thing, and I thought there should be something horrible. But CR23 for a regular Kraken is a little high for your level.
As a DM in another campaign, I'm like, a Kraken? Uh-oh.
No, I adjusted a lot of the stats.
That's cool that you can make it such a low CR, but make it still an epic encounter.
Did it feel epic? I hope it did.
It did. I feel a little bad for two shots since like 13 to 15 people just exploded.
He was hiring people on a as needed basis. I don't think he's too torn up about it.
As you're an extra, and anyone wearing red shirts around here, get on my ship.
Basically.
Oh man, but no, it was a good one. We're glad to be back. It felt weird not recording for a couple weeks there.
Yeah, it was rough. We're gonna be doing some cool stuff.
And I'm on the same continent finally as all my friends that aren't my friends yet, but in real life.
Are they? I don't know if they're in Aeron. I thought they were over.
They're in
the south
Sandland.
Of Gigaplex.
Yeah, sorry,
or
but
not
I'm
Gigaplex,
getting closer.
Whatever that
Syraxis.
place is. Syraxis. That's the
Gigaplex
continent.
is the continent, I think.
No, Syraxis is the continent. Gigaplex is the.
We know.
We know so much about the world we play in.
There's Nod. I think Nod's involved.
Smiles. Just nod and smile.
Perplonium.
Perplonium, that's right.
So this has been Threshold Moonlight. We do this every Thursday, so please tune in. Please tell friends, family, anyone who has a passing interest in D&D.
Or no interest. They've never heard of it,
The numbers will be a little confusing, but it's still fun.
We're on iTunes and Stitcher, and if you would like to leave us a review on iTunes, that would be wonderful, and we would love you forever.
Yeah, and thank you to all our fans. A couple of them just won a dice set and a boulder, and I think they're enjoying that from what I hear from the Twitters.
Basically weapons. Check us out on Twitter, at StudioLT3. We're also on Facebook, which is facebook.com/The Sleeping Donkey or something.
No, Studio LT3.
Yeah, that. Other than that, we'll be back next week for more action. And thank you for listening. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.